I chose to study at RCSI after attending the Open Day in 2020. I think what struck me the most about RCSI was the huge emphasis they place on early clinical exposure. What underpins our success as future doctors is our ability to effectively communicate with both our colleagues and our patients. And I think having that early clinical exposure is such a massive asset, and you just get the opportunity to be immersed with clinical teams and see clinical skills being performed and just develop your personality as a doctor, and that hugely contributes to how you interact with both your patients and your colleagues. Before joining GEM, I studied sports science and health, and it was actually kind of in the latter years of that degree, in the health aspect of it, that I realised that I just had a massive interest in human physiology. And what excites me the most about the medical profession is the massive advancements in new interventions and technologies and medicine that we use to kind of manipulate this physiology to treat disease states. And I just found that hugely interesting. I've studied a wide range of modules from cardiovascular to respiratory, gastrointestinal, tropical medicine, paediatrics. But I think what interested me the most was obstetrics and gynaecology. To be in the delivery room when another human being was being introduced into the world was just absolutely fascinating. And I think it really highlighted to me just the massive privilege we have as doctors to be present for both the happiest times in someone's life, but also what could be one of the toughest times in someone's life. And that just really struck a chord with me and just made me appreciate the privilege we have and what an honour it is to study medicine. I participated in the summer credit programme in RCSI. So it's a programme that they have here where you can opt to do a placement opportunity of 4 weeks during the summer throughout their final year. So the summer credit programme involves students getting a chance to be immersed in a specialty that they're interested in through the connections that RCSI have. And you can then get credits for this placement, and students love that they can have a bit of flexibility in their final year, whether it's to attend interviews for future jobs, just to get some extra study time, but also to get that exposure to a specialty that they may be interested in for the future. I've actually loved all my placements here in RCSI. To be exposed to specialties like renal or neurosurgery in the national centres such as Beaumont just is really invaluable for your medical education, and all of the teaching staff at RCSI are practicing doctors themselves, and they're more than happy to facilitate getting some hands-on experience or developing your clinical skills, which is just so important for your medical development and just really sets you up for the future. The supports in RCSI are just super helpful. You've so many student supports, wellbeing supports, the RCSI gym right on campus. They really facilitate your overall well-being, and there really is someone to lean on if you ever have any difficulties or any issues, and it really ensures that nobody really falls through the cracks. Everyone is being looked after holistically, and they both facilitate your academic development, but also your personal development and your personal well-being, which is so important going into kind of a high-pressure, stressful profession as well. RCSI has one of the largest and most modern simulation facilities in Europe. This is just a huge resource in RCSI, and the opportunity for students to practice their clinical skills and even high-pressure emergency skills and emergency managements in a simulated environment is so helpful to develop your skills, to develop your communication skills with your colleagues under pressure, while also having the opportunity to receive feedback in a situation where it's not a direct emergency with an actual patient, to be able to learn from possible mistakes and just develop all throughout our studies here in RCSI before we then go into the working world. The small class sizes and the small group teaching in RCSI is a massive asset as well to RCSI. Just having a smaller class size means you get to develop close connections with both your colleagues and the teaching staff here at RCSI, and it allows people to develop your communication skills and just foster teamwork when we're discussing patient scenarios or how we would manage patient conditions. Balancing both extracurricular activities such as rugby with academics and the heavy workload of the graduate entry medical programme has been quite challenging, but I found the support I received from RCSI really second to none. They do place a massive emphasis on engaging in extracurricular activities, both to just get a break from the heavy study regime, but also to learn to meet new people and to really just promote a healthy physical well-being and just promote engaging in physical activity as well.